The media is going to tell you that Trump just escalated tensions with Venezuela, but the truth is, as a drug counselor, I've seen that they have been waging war on our communities for decades. Let's get into it.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela, so we took it out.
It's definitely seen as an escalation.
Announced a dramatic escalation in the U.S. military confrontation with
Venezuela. Mr. Trump says the strike targeted members of Tren de Aragua. This is a Venezuela-based organized crime group, which the White House has designated as a foreign terrorist organization.
Venezuela's president has a warning for the United States. If you mess with our country, you're messing with all of South America.
Strike announced this afternoon by the president comes at a time of unprecedented military buildup.
My name is Casey. I'm the Rumble Right Dad, and I have been a therapist for over 13 years, and part of that time is sitting with families and the victims of the substance use proliferation in our country, of which we have already been attacked frequently by our enemies abroad, and it is time for the gravy train to come to an end, and I will not apologize for any drastic actions that have been taken, because I have personally sat with hundreds and thousands of men who have been subject to the type of stuff that these Venezuelan gangs are bringing into our country, and I have seen personally very dear friends that have been lost to this crisis since 2017, when I really started to push on a national level for substance use treatment and reform in an industry that doesn't even do that very well. But we can't protect our citizens on the street level unless we protect them on an international level, and that's exactly what happened in the waters off the southern coasts yesterday. Every shipment that happens, every kilo, isn't just a package that is delivered into our country. It is an act of violence against our kids, our families, and the victims, worse off, are the children who will lose their parents to this insidious disease that has been flooding our country for so long. And I have every bit of support for anyone who will begin to take drastic action, because the managed decline is a choice, and we do not have to decline into a drug haven and a drug super country more than we already have. The substance use crisis cannot be treated at the street level with, ambulatory substances that we're just trying to get people off of drugs. It isn't working. I've been privy to it. I've been involved with it, and I can tell you firsthand, it is not efficient enough unless the supply is under control. When America pushes back, it is an aggression. It is an act of defense. Defense against the aggression that we've already faced. And the only people who are shocked by this revelation are the ones who are acting like we're not already under attack. The real question that I have as somebody who intercedes for people that are in this crisis isn't whether America hit Venezuela, and really it wasn't even against Venezuela, it was against Tren de Aragua. It isn't even a question of whether they hit them too hard. It's what happens when the supply is limited, if it becomes limited. That is our opportunity as men of God, as the church, as even counselors and other people who are interested in trying to help a population that's lost and waffling out there in just a complete and debaucherous and difficult life. What happens when the supply dries up? Do we have what it takes to help people pick themselves up off of where they came from and lead into a life of meaning, purpose, engagement with their families, and yes, even perhaps engagement with a life of godliness and a life in the church? Will the church welcome these wayward souls? Will the systems welcome, like employers, will they welcome people who need it most? This is our opportunity. Let's work along the administration to help to support them in controlling the supply. And then when the demand remains high and the supply is low, let's intercede for these individuals and try to help the future of fatherhood and of faith better in our country. If you would like to continue to intercede on a faithful level for men and women who need it most, please like, share, and subscribe. We can do this together. And if you have any questions that you would like a common sense therapist to answer, please send me an email at rumblerightdad@gmail.com. I hope to hear from you there, and I'll answer it in a future video. Let's go.